Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. It might be hard to believe, but with Saturn and Taurus, Saturn is preparing you to build generational wealth. And you might be like, what the hell is she talking about? Because, my whole life, the nice clothes and shoes or things that I would like doesn't seem to come to me that easily. Or maybe growing up, your family struggled when it came to money, struggled when it comes to making ends meet. And, that's because, Saturn is basically trying to get your attention when it comes to this area of your life. And because this area of your life might challenge you so much, in time, you will learn how to master it, become better at it, and see what works for you and what doesn't. Taurus is all about values. It's all about foundation. It's all about wealth, material gain, and Saturn talks about time. It takes time to develop these things, and it takes time to develop this area of our lives. Saturn also talks about karma. And I touched in the main video about Saturn when it comes to karma, and I'll go over it again because I believe it's important in case you didn't see it. So basically, I believe that we create our own karma. We create our karma from the moment that we came outside of the womb, by the energy that we pick up from the adults around us, and then by their facial expressions, and eventually the actual rewards and punishment. So as children, we were taught that good behavior is rewarded and bad behavior is punishable. And we were also taught what is good and what is bad. So when we become adults, we tend to parent ourselves and punish ourselves, and in the process create our karma. And we do this by pretty much projecting into our own reality. So say if we did something that we perceive as negative, even if we don't consciously perceive it as negative, we may subconsciously perceive it as negative because that's what we were taught, by the people who raised us. So because we subconsciously perceive this thing as negative, we start to expect punishment. So of course, from expecting punishment, we project into our environment and create situations where we get the punishment that we believe we deserve because we were wrong. So with Saturn and Taurus, be careful that, this energy might cause you to look at the world in a lack mentality, to look at the world that in a way that it's not fair, the financial system is not fair. And in the process of seeing the world that way, it might cause you to keep manifesting situations that's going to confirm that you're correct about the way you see the world, about the way you see yourself in the world. With Saturn and Taurus, similar to the description that I gave in the main video about the horror movie, you might find that the minute you feel like you're climbing out of the financial slum, it's like something else comes and knocks you back down right into it. And it's like, it might feel like you could never catch your breath and get ahead. It's like the minute some extra money come in, here comes Saturn with its responsibilities. There's more responsibilities, there's more mouth to feed, and experiencing this from maybe our parents and our caregivers, we naturally develop that fear when it comes to money, to where we feel like there's not enough, there'll never be enough, and this is just our life. And then in return, we might project that into our reality because that's the story that we're telling ourselves within. So with Saturn and Taurus, be conscious of the stories that you tell yourself with money. It's real important for you to rewrite your karma when it comes to money. And when I say rewrite your karma when it comes to money, basically change your views of what is right and what is wrong when it comes to money, because that might be something that's holding you back. With Saturn and Taurus, you might find that your family had a hard time getting ahead and making things happen because of so much responsibilities and so much burden, and then after a while, this creates shame. And we tend to take on that shame and make that shame our own and see ourselves as not being prosperous or never having enough. Taurus energy rules over the throat and the voice. So with Saturn being here, you might find that basically the way that you speak might have an assertive way about it. Like, with Saturn being that authoritarian type person, or you might find that you speak a lot more slower or even monotone because Saturn is sitting there. It's not the same as Mercury, Mercury having to do with the kind of information that we gather. I'm just solely focusing on the fact that Taurus energy rules over the throat and the voice. So with Saturn sitting here, like, this might even challenge you having a voice and you speaking up when it comes to the things that matters. It's like the fifth chakra has to do with, the voice and communication. So check in with yourself and see if that chakra energy is clear for you. Are you letting your voice heard? Are you speaking your truth? But most importantly, with Saturn and Taurus, over time, learn about money. It is important to educate yourself when it comes to money. It is important to take lessons when it comes to money, understand money, and look at money as an energy and something that wants to support you. Positive affirmations with money is super important. An affirmation that I really enjoy is, large sums of money comes to me in the most perfect way. Again, large sums of money comes to me in the most perfect way. It is important to find affirmations that has to do with money and security and stability and foundation. And basically, continue to affirm to yourself until you believe that to be true. And just learn about saving and balancing and where to put your money and how to make your money work for you. I feel like this is what Saturn is trying to teach you, and in time, you will definitely learn that. Another thing with, Taurus energy having to do with stability and foundation, Saturn is also trying to teach you that, so maybe, when you look back, your family doesn't have a consistent way of doing things to where you can say, this is my culture, or this is the way how we do things. If you don't have that, that's completely okay. Again, Saturn doesn't care how you do what needs to be done. Saturn just wants results. So I feel like with all that being said, it's important for you to create your own foundation, for you to be like, how we'll think of like a tree, like a family tree, and maybe the mother creates the tree and then all the children are limbs and branches and things like that. Like, you can create that for yourself. You can create that for your family. You can create that for the family that you want to have and the future that you want to have. Like with Saturn being in Taurus and constantly breaking down and rebuilding, it's okay for you to rebuild your own foundation. It's okay for you to let go of the old foundation and get rid of like what no longer works, instead of trying to build on old foundation that keeps toppling over. Create your own foundation. Saturn doesn't care how you do it. Saturn just wants it done. I am so happy to see that you are still here at the end of this video. Please give me a thumbs up in the comment box below if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like this video so that you can help this channel to grow. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I look so forward to seeing you in the next video.